Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to not the Real House Radio podcast. We're going to be doing the War Games and Survivor Series predictions all in one because there's so much intermingling, we might as well get it done all at once.
That's right, I'm John Ritland, and of course the voice you first heard was...
The Terminator. And I'm gesturing like I always do on the show, I don't know why.
Well, we were originally going to do these video-wise, and then we thought, wait a second, why separate the videos and why do a video version when we could just flesh this stuff out more? The War Games and Survivor Series reviews will be done solo by me, as will the Smackdown review. The reason we're doing these today and not after Smackdown is I'm working tomorrow night, and even if I wasn't, you're going to be busy, so that's why we're doing them now. So... 4 matches on War Games, 8 on Survivor Series. We don't know who's going to be on Team NXT for the men and the women.
No.
So let's have a bit
I think that's going to be decided during War Games!
You've been waiting to say that for a while, haven't you?
I mean, it's only been like a minute.
It's only been a minute. One thing I do want to point out, though, is we're going to make our predictions as far as like who we think could be on the teams.
Yeah.
I like that they're putting these back-to-back and that they are including NXT and Survivor Series, but the problem is they're also building... It's a good thing we don't have, like, camera right now, given, like, how much he's trying to make me laugh, but it's a good thing that they have these back-to-back, but at the same time, they've almost undercut Survivor Series and the inclusion of NXT, because a lot of them are going to be at War Games, and then you're going to have people intermingling. Maybe Human Centipede together. I don't know. I was going to find a way to
I don't know why the first place you always arrive to is Human Centipede. It's like that movie left a much bigger impact on you than it should have.
Movies, actually. There were 3.
I know.
Right. So, yeah, we're going to start with...
Try not to talk about it.
I will.
No, you won't.
Oh, not here. Anyway, so we start off with... There's only 4 matches on the War Games.
Yeah.
On the War Games. It sounds as white as possible when I say it like that.
There's plenty of things to do on the War Games!
Of course, the South would consider the Civil War the War Games. Moving on, Finn Balor versus Matt Riddle.
Yes.
We have Matt Riddle losing, clearly. We have Finn Balor winning.
To Finn Balor, because Matt Riddle was not supposed to have been in that match to begin with. It was supposed to have been Johnny Gargano, but he got a little...
He stuck his neck out too far.
Yeah.
Not like Jason Jordan, hopefully. Hopefully Johnny Gargano's going to be okay and they're just taking precautions.
Don't worry, Johnny. I've got a neck brace already. You can borrow mine.
Why was Candace talking? That was Ciampa. That was Ciampa saying that. That was Ciampa. With this up, Balor's clearly going to win. It'll be a good match. It'll be a very good match.
Yes.
I am certainly excited for it. But honestly, I'm glad they're doing 2 War Games. They're doing a women's War Games. But at the same time... they're going to have a War Games open the show.
Yes.
And they're going to have one close the show. So they're almost going to undercut both the other matches on there. They couldn't just have 2 War Games and charge those ticket prices, even though those would have been good. But Riddle versus Balor will probably be the second match. I would be very surprised if they don't open with a War Games. And now we move on to Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. A match literally added in the last couple days. Number 1 contenders match. Whoever wins gets to face Adam Cole.
Baby.
At Survivor Series for the NXT title. The next day. So a lot of people working twice on this thing.
Yeah, they're young. They can do this.
That's true. That's true. They could. Who do we have? And who do you have?
You. I believe I had Killian Dane.
You have Killian Dane winning because you have a reason for this.
I think during the match, Pete Dunne and Damian Priest are going to get way too heated during it, and Pete Dunne is going to look like he's going to beat Damian Priest, finally.
Yeah, definitively.
For realsies.
This time.
And then as he goes to do it, Killian Dane takes out Pete Dunne, pins Damian Priest.
Yeah. Or pins Pete Dunne.
Yeah. Either or, but I think Killian Dane's going to win it, that way he can be expendable for Survivor Series.
Yeah, because your theory is that Killian Dane would face Adam Cole, and then Dane would lose, and people would not be as upset that Adam Cole would retain after the War Games match.
Exactly.
Wait, after the
War Games!
I had a feeling that he was going to work that in again. So
well, I mean, you prompted me to do it, so I was obliged.
I knew that but I knew you were going to find a way to just say. But anyway, I have Pete Dunne winning, and I have this reason. Now, I agree with you on Killian Dane winning. That could be pretty cool. I would be fine with Damian Priest winning, but the problem is I don't know if Priest and Adam Cole would have as much meat behind it as they would intend. And no, I don't mean like that. Damian Priest has a tremendous. Damian Priest has a tremendous.
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of corgis too.
Because, wait, there are 2 types? There's more than 2 types. Damian Priest versus Adam Cole would have a good match. I don't think there would be as much behind it. I have Pete Dunne winning. I think Pete Dunne's going to pin Killian Dane. I don't think they have as much faith in Killian Dane as maybe they should, but at least he's being featured in NXT. Because fucking hell, Sanity was not featured at all on SmackDown.
And they seem to have lost theirs.
I forgot Eric Young was on the Raw brand, by the way.
Yeah. He worked production for 205 Live for a bit, if I recall.
That's fitting, since he's probably the only one working. Is it wrong?
No, there's like 6 other people there.
No, I know.
205 Live's a skeleton crew right now.
It is. It's spoopy, scary skeletons, or whatever the fuck.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah, right.
And shivers down.
But I got Pete Dunne winning, you got Killian Dane winning, and now we move on to the Undisputed Era, which is O'Reilly, Fish, Strong, and Adam Cole versus Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and we don't know who the 4th member is. I think the 4th member is going to be Kevin Owens.
I really hope that is Kevin Owens.
For this reason, I know that he's on Team Raw, and we'll get to that here in a bit, but I think with...
Who would replace him on Team Raw?
No, he's going to work both. Why not? They had Matt Riddle taken out for Team Ciampa.
Pin himself?
Yeah. They're going to... I think Owens is going to be part of Team Ciampa for this reason. And I was talking to you about this before we, came on here. Given the fact that the Undisputed Era started attacking Kevin Owens and Triple H looked upset, he might want to send a message to his guys like, hey, I'm trying to recruit people to help out our brand, so here, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson. Because that's how shit works.
I'm going to teach you a lesson you won't not forget.
I take pleasure in gutting you, boy.
Who says that?
One of Nicolas Cage's best roles in the 90s. Besides Face Off. But I think... Firstly, before we go to our predictions, who do you think is going to be the fourth member? Do you think it's going to be Owens, or do you think it's going to be somebody else?
I really think it should be Owens. There's no one else who could fit.
Yeah, and honestly, Velveteen Dream's out for a bit. I don't think, unless they're, pushing this whole narrative.
Unless the Johnny Gargano thing was at work! In which case, why would he show up on this match and not against Finn Balor?
That's a good question. Yeah, good point on that. But Velveteen, I think, is out for a bit, which is a shame.
Moxley!
That's all at work, no. Kona Reeves, because that worked out so well on NXT last night. I'm not sure who else you could really include, because I'm trying to think about, the men's roster on
Elias
NXT.
just shows up. Hey, that guy who was only there in NXT for, a brief moment? He's back!
That would be interesting. No, I think, honestly, it's going to be Owens. They're trying to hold some surprises.
Yeah.
And who do you have winning?
I have Team Champers.
And why do you have Team Ciampa winning?
Because I think that would make the most sense for him to challenge later for the championship.
The championship?
Exactly. Daddy's home and he's here to take his prize.
That sounds like a role-playing type.
That sounds like a role-playing type.
That does.
Ciampa's going to be challenging back for the title. He needs to have a strong platform to do so, and defeating the Undisputed Era is the best place to do that.
I want you to be right, and you probably will be. I'm going with the Undisputed Era. I think Dijakovic...
So how does it feel to be wrong?
Well, I'll let you know during the review, you jackass. But... and, it's just going to be insane. Eight men and 8 women in separate matches. Again, human centipede together. I'm trying to turn that into a verb, and I'm going to succeed. But I have the Undisputed Era win. The problem is that if Owens jumps in there, then you're going to have Owens be part of a losing team. But I just think if Dijakovic takes the loss, I don't think it's going to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's very much the type that's like tall and he's hell athletic. And he got busted open, and that's what happens, when you feast your eyes too much.
Yeah.
So, you will likely be right, but I think the Undisputed Era, because they're going to be draped in the gold, they're going to want to hold some momentum for when Adam Cole has a match at Survivor
There's
Series.
another alternative for the fourth member.
Okay.
The one who's been garnering a lot of attention in NXT right now.
Okay.
Swerve.
Yeah. Actually, I'd be okay with Swerve doing that.
If not Kevin Owens, put Isiah Swerve Scott in there.
We're going to call him Strickland because that's what we know him as.
Yes.
Shane Strickland. You know what? Swerve doing that, and actually Swerve taking the fall wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And we both like Swerve. I love the story about, how you handed him the yellow glasses and everything because he couldn't see out of anything else. And
right. Well, it's one of those things that I've learned, as many of you know, I have glasses of many shades. And no, John, not 50 of them. But there are things that I've learned.
How did you know?
I've known you for 10 years.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Red glasses are hard to see through indoors. Blue glasses are also hard to see through indoors. But yellow glasses filter out the right kind of light where it's a little darker, sure, but you can still see through them.
Right.
If you ever see Strickland walking to the ring with his head tilted back or something, it's because he's looking down underneath the glasses so he can see where the hell he's going.
Especially before he got to NXT, if you saw him in his other stuff.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
what did you do though? We'll just tell the story here.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I told him, so I remember because I talked to him about it before, and that's what he had told me about the glasses that he's had, and I was like, try the yellow ones. You can see through them. So I handed him my pair of yellow ones and gave those off to him. He did pop up on a few indie shows with those. I'm not sure if he still has them. They might have gotten broken or lost because travel.
Right, but it was still pretty cool that he had your glasses, even on the next show that we went to, which was pretty cool. I just like that story. But if Swerve's in there actually instead of Owens, board, I think that would strengthen my Undisputed Era pick, because Dijakovic or Swerve or whoever the fourth member is taking the loss wouldn't hurt Ciampa. It would give more bragging rights for Adam Cole, and it would be pretty interesting. If Team Ciampa wins, I'd be all for it. I think this is going to be a very good match. I think this will main event. This one will main event. That's nothing against the women. The women main eventing would not be an issue. But the problem is again, you have two War Games matches. You got to have one open. You got to have one closed. If you have the women closed, maybe the crowd's burned out by then. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just think they're going to structure it where the women are going to open the show hot. They're going to have this incredible match. Which, speaking of which, we're going right to the women's match. It is Team Rhea, which is Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim. Hopefully moving faster than she has before. And I'm sorry, I know she suffered an injury, but...
but anyway,
Team Shana, which is Shana, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and the UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray. Candice LeRae and Kaylee Ray. That won't get confusing. Who do you have?
I have Team Rhea. Much within the same logic as Ciampa. Rhea is going to need a strong platform to challenge Shayna from. So booking-wise, it would only make sense to have Rhea win this one, or have her team win this one. You can't have Shayna lording that over her, otherwise it ruins the, I guess the right term would be mystique, I would say, of Rhea's presence.
Well, and also, they had that one match, when NXT first went on USA, and it ended up being a non-finish.
Right.
And they haven't done anything with that. Well, I mean, they've teased the whole thing of, these two women clashing with each other.
But you cannot let Shayna beat Rhea until that championship match, and we can decide at that time who we think are going to win that.
Right, which... If that doesn't happen on USA, I would be very surprised because I don't know when the next takeover is going to be. Especially since they're on USA, this whole idea of NXT on USA, I think, is going to damage the takeovers. Mm-hmm. Not damage them in the sense that they're going to mean less, but that they won't need to do 5 a year. They could do, because they're going to have 2 hours of TV, put more emphasis on the TV, 4 takeovers a year instead of 5. I think you're fine with that. I also have Team Rhea because I think it's going to be Bianca Belair taking the pin. Or the whatever. I don't think Kaylee Ray will, even though NXT UK... And NXT UK has a very stacked women's division. And no, I don't just mean like that. But they have Jazzy Gabbard. They have Piper. Yep. Toni Storm, I'm very surprised they haven't done anything really with Toni Storm.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Which I think, because I think she's transitioning over to NXT in the US. They have a lot of good women. They
could really use her level of talent,
especially since some others might be going to Raw or SmackDown. I think with this, though, Bianca would probably be taking the pin or submission, that kind of stuff. I don't think Io should do it. Io, I think, is way too over right now. Kaylee Ray, having a champion lose here would be a bit much.
Yeah.
Other than that, if they go with Team Shana, Mia is the only one that could take the fall. Mia's the only one. Well, Candice. Actually, Candice could. Because,
I'd say have Kaylee Ray, deal the finishing blow to Shana, tagging Rhea for Rhea to pin her.
What? Kaylee Ray? You mean Candice LeRae?
No, he said Kaylee Ray's the champion NXT UK Women's.
Yes, on Team Shana. You said deal the blow to Shana.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that could happen. She could betray Shayna Baszler and...
Yeah. It was kind of
leading to when Shayna loses the title, Rhea going over NXT UK.
No, Rhea's already... Oh, you're taking Shayna going over.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Challenge for that title.
Yeah, I mean... A little sidebar here before we get into the Survivor Series predictions. The NXT UK brand was a mistake.
Yeah, it's a great product.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to keep eyes on it when there's so much wrestling going on.
Just in WWE alone, you have the women, you have a lot of talented women there. Ginny's very good. I think Ginny
and Juice. Yeah.
You've been waiting to say that.
No, actually, that just popped
in your head. I think Ginny actually is somebody that could work pretty well. I like Isla Dawn. I know a lot of people don't. Or at least people I talk to. I don't know why. That's fine. Nothing against you guys. Zaya Brookside, they have a lot of talented women. Also, a lot of people need to stop being so gross to Zaya Brookside on Twitter and Instagram. So I've seen some screenshots of stuff, and fucking hell, guys, she's about half my age, so quit being creepy. I mean, and if I'm telling people to quit being creepy, that's saying something. But that little sidebar.
I mean, that is how words work.
This is true. I think the women, though, are going to really tear it up in the opening match. And I think that would be fair to set the tone for that. And you could have a lot of feuds building out of this. The main goal of this is Rhea and Shayna, clearly. Rhea taking the title from Shayna would be the right call.
Yep.
It shouldn't happen for a bit. I would say you could push this to January. You really could.
Yeah.
Not to a takeover. The first NXT show of the year. Have it start off like that.
And have Rhea stay champion for a long, long time.
At least to the SummerSlam takeover, if they decide to still do that. Want to make mention really quickly, guys, before we go on to Survivor Series. We are going to be doing our end of year shows at some point in December. We're probably going to do ones for AEW, WWE. We're not going to make them hour-long shows. They'll be 2 hours long. Kidding. We're going to be talking about our favorite moments, but we're not going to go over everything minute detail.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the bad points. I'm going to make sure to mention the good and the bad of all the brands.
I just thought of something.
I got an idea.
Instead of how they do pay-per-views now, why doesn't WWE do a takeover 1 month, main roster pay-per-view the next month?
Especially with the amount of TV that they have. I mean, I know a selling point of the network is that you get 12 pay-per-views a year for $9.99.
And it's free for new subscribers.
No. We get... But we also got the Saudi shows.
Anyway.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I don't even think they should do that many takeovers, but I agree with what you're saying. Instead of have 8 pay-per-views a year and have a takeover in between the breaks that you have. So those are our War Games predictions. I could definitely see Team Shayna winning, but you would have to have somebody like Mia take the fall. But I agree with you. I think that it's going to have Rhea holding it over Shayna's head.
Yeah.
And then we move on to the Survivor Series card, which is Adam Cole versus either Pete Dunne, Killian Dane, or Damian Priest. These predictions are very hard to do.
We kind of made the decision. If it's Killian Dane, I believe it's going to be Adam Cole that wins that one. But if it's Pete Dunne, I would opt to have Pete Dunne win that.
I have Pete Dunne winning the 3-way, so I have him beating Adam Cole. Because I honestly now Adam Cole looking like a star coming out of this isn't the worst thing in the world. Him beating Killian Dane or even Damian Priest, because the rankings it would go, the Dunne Cole match would be number one. What I want to see the most. Cole and Dane, I think would be good, because you could almost have Cole kind of have to be out heel a big monster. Cole versus Priest, none against Damian Priest. He's got a tremendous voice. Especially for movie trailers. He's just got a great voice. And it's one of the few things
who has a deep voice, I can really agree on that.
I was wondering where you were going with that, but
well, you know how it is.
With this, Damian Priest is one of the few things we actually talked about name changes on our show. One of the few things where Punishment Martinez to Damian Priest, it's a rare thing where WWE came up with a better name.
Yes.
Punishment Martinez was a shit name.
It was.
I mean, Jeff Cobb beat him for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. Remember when they featured Jeff Cobb prominently on Ring of Honor?
Well, I don't think Jeff Cobb's with Ring of Honor anymore. He's with New Japan.
No, well, he's part of World Tag League.
Yeah.
They still have a working relationship. Maybe not for long, because did you hear? Apparently, Chris Van Vliet or Filet or however the hell he says his name.
Van Vliet.
Yeah. He had an interview with Enzo, and apparently Tama Tonga, rightfully kept Enzo from working with New Japan. Thank you, Tama Tonga. Not that he's listening to this, but great. We don't need Enzo there. Would Japan have even allowed him in the country?
Is he a chocobo?
That was one of the first Photoshop things you came up with.
Yes, it was.
That was great stuff. So, you have Adam Cole winning unless it's Pete Dunne. I have Pete Dunne winning. So, watch Killian Dane win, then that prediction goes out the window. I do have Adam Cole retaining unless it's Pete Dunne. Now we move on to a match that's going to be very easy to predict. It's AJ Styles, the U.S. champion, versus Roderick Strong, the North American champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, the IC champion. It's brand white supremacy is what I'm going to call it.
And it's going to be Roderick AJ Styles.
Just they're fused together and everything. It's going to be AJ. It's going to... and
Rod Styles.
Yeah.
Gross.
Man, that sounds like something he would hate from the gay community.
I like how your J looks like an S, so it just looks like ass tiles.
J. Ass tile. Wait, the gay community line? So, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shinsuke's taking the pin. Pinsuke, in other words. He's clearly taking the pin. Come on, guys.
Yeah, he's not the strongest competitor. That title belongs to AJ. Anyway.
Yeah, but AJ's winning. And then we have the Beast Bork Laser versus Rey Mysterio. No holds barred match.
It's not
for
a
the
match.
WWE
It's
Championship.
a burial.
Yeah.
And not of the wrestling variety.
Brock
Ray ain't
Lesnar.
gonna be walking out under his own power. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar. There's absolutely no reason why Ray should win that. I would totally love it if he did. But he ain't going to.
This feud should not be happening. I'm sorry. Unless it involves Dominic coming out there and getting tossed around again, I have no interest in this match at all.
You like to see Brock tossing him around, huh?
I don't know I don't have an unyielding hatred towards Dominic, but
sure?
It's just funny. And you would think that Brock must support Trump because he loves throwing around Mexicans. Good Lord. This prediction show has really gone off the rails.
But yeah, Brock Lesnar, no question.
Easily, Brock Lesnar's winning. I cannot envision a scenario unless they have Cain Velasquez come out and beat Rey Mysterio. Or not beat Rey Mysterio, but beat up Brock Lesnar, and then Rey wins. Because, Rey or Grey Mysterio, judging by that goatee. But I think Rey's on his way out after Mania. At least out of being in the ring.
If he does win, it'd be a nice retirement run for him.
It would be. Andrade could beat him at the Rumble.
Yes.
There is not a chance in hell that Vince McMahon's going to put the championship on Andrade.
No.
Which is sad because Andrade is good.
Yes.
Very good. So, we get Daniel Bryan versus the Fiend Bray Wyatt. He's the Fiend. Stop catering to kids. Kids are inherently stupid. You don't need to do... Why do I despise kids so much?
Yeah, teaching children that the real monsters are people.
Wait, Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a Universal Championship match, and it's The Fiend. There is not a chance in hell that Daniel Bryan is winning this.
Well, it is Bray.
True.
At least it's not Seth Rollins.
Oh, come on, Chris.
No, don't even joke about it.
That was good shit.
It was not good shit.
I know, it was shit. No, they need to eliminate the red lighting, though. They need to eliminate that.
You don't have to turn on that red light.
Baroxan.
So, sell yourself for money.
I was going
if it's wrong or if it's right.
I was going for Brock, but okay.
You said Baroxan.
I did. I screwed that up.
But fellow Americans.
It's a great impression, Scorpio Sky.
Oh yeah.
Him.
Anyway,
so yeah, we have both champions retaining. There is no chance that these titles.
No chance.
That's what we got. Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, versus Bayley, asking for the manager. With the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion. Brand Supremacy 3-way.
Who do you have and why?
It's Shayna, and Shayna's gonna beat Bayley.
It's Bayley because she needs to win more than Becky and Shayna do.
I agree, but who would you have Bayley pin? Becky?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You think they're gonna have Bayley do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Shayna's gonna do most of the work. Bayley's gonna sneak in for the win with the dreaded fruit roll-up.
The dreaded roll-up, the most devastating finisher. No one can kick out of it.
Well, a lot of people kick out of it.
I know. Yeah. Except Riho's roll-up.
Yeah, right?
But that's another brand right there. I have Shayna winning. I think Shayna's going to beat Bayley. Mm-hmm. And I think this is going to be very good. This could be co-match of the night. This could be very, very good. I think the women are going to arrive. I mean, obviously, hopefully, because otherwise the card will need to be changed. But I think they're going to do some great stuff. I think they're going to arrive. They're going to raise hell, and they're hopefully not going to do what Austin does with women. They're going to shine. The women are going to shine on this card.
Or shimmer. They're gonna attain stardom. That's what I'm saying.
Imagine if Shimmer women showed up. No. So we differ on that. We have the Viking Raiders versus the New Day versus the Undisputed Era. Another brand supremacy 3-way.
Who do you have? And why are you wrong?
It's the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders are gonna pin Kofi.
They're not jobbers.
Anyway,
the Undisputed Era are gonna win this one.
Who are they pinning?
I would have to say Fish and O'Reilly already have experience chopping down the Viking Raiders.
But they never beat them.
True. This could be their moment.
True.
To pin Kofi.
Yeah, it'll be pinning Kofi. I'd be very surprised if the Viking Raiders... The Viking Raiders never lost in a random show that happened in Saudi Arabia for absolutely no goddamn reason. Why the fuck did they have their loss there? Yeah, you have Undisputed Era winning. I think an Undisputed Era winning would not be the worst thing in the world. But... Yeah. And also, so we don't know, once again, we're getting to the elimination matches here. We don't know who's on Team NXT. Yeah. And since we're hopefully not. We're getting we're not gonna know until SmackDown. I don't even think we're gonna know before or after SmackDown.
Nope.
Which if they want to keep it a surprise, that's fine. This is where I think they kind of torpedoed it, because now you're making it where, okay, is NXT just going to invade with some random guys and some random women? So, Team Raw. So, we don't know who on Team NXT for the women's match. But we have Team Raw, which is Charlotte, Natalya, Asuka, Kairi, and Sarah Logan versus Team SmackDown, Sasha, Carmella, Dana, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. Who do you have and why?
I have Team Raw because Charlotte is on a team.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair thing right there. You know, is that really the only reason because Charlotte's on Team Raw?
Also, you have Asuka and Kairi, and you got Natalya.
And you got Sarah Logan. They're bringing Sarah Logan onto actual TV.
Huzzah!
Sorry, main event doesn't count, even though her and...
Is Lacey Evans injured?
No, she's on Team SmackDown.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget what brand she's on.
Oh, come on, Chris. They're establishing these brands as so unique.
Yeah. Anyway.
I have Team SmackDown.
And why?
Because of the Fox deal. The Fox deal is more than the USA Network deal. They're going to want SmackDown to look strong. They put Carmella and Dana in there for reasons. Well, I mean, Carmella mainly for reasons.
Well, they also have two brands on USA.
Yes. And that's I could see Team NXT possibly winning, but I just think after the War Games stuff, they're going to have Team SmackDown take it.
Okay.
Because you have Sasha, you have Lacey, you have Nikki Cross. Dana gained a chance to shine by getting eliminated immediately. Will probably be it.
I just think it's a little weird choosing just because of the Fox deal. But, you know, that's just me.
Ooh, Dana?
Also, yes. Well.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting. I think that these elimination matches, they're easily going to go 45 minutes each.
Mm.
And that's a bit much. Yeah, that was the problem. Was it 2016? Remember the one where Ambrose and Styles and other people were on? All that, and they had that one go 52, 53 minutes. It was a good match, but it easily could have been cut down by 10 minutes. So now we go to the men's elimination match. Again, not knowing who's on Team NXT. We have Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet, or as you say,
Ricochet,
versus Team SmackDown, which is Reigns, Ali, Braun, Corbin, and Gable. And I have Team NXT winning because I think we're going to get some betrayals. Rollins and Owens, I think, are going to be betrayals. Personally, I could see Team NXT having some people like, say, Priest and others like that, and possibly Riddle.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. In fact, who do you think is going to be on Team NXT for the women? Let's go back to that real quick.
Oh, alright. Whoever wins the War Game.
So you got Team Rhea.
Yeah.
But they need a fifth one. Dakota?
Yeah.
Okay. Get team, we kicked and threw out our knees. That's mean. That's mean.
Anyway, back onto the other thing.
Yes, back onto that.
So as we were saying, Team SmackDown, because I really think that's, with the Fox deal, they're going to really want that ratings boost. And
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm also surprised that I'm also surprised that Ali is on Team SmackDown. They want to push a Muslim guy. I like Ali.
I think John completely missed the joke I just pulled there.
I did miss that.
I just used your same logic for the last match.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that, and I mean, yeah, the ratings thing. I don't know why the fuck I did that, but because of how much money Fox is paying out for this, they're gonna want as many eyeballs on that. But Team NXT, we're gonna have a lot of good stuff. We're probably gonna get Triple H on Team NXT, even though he said he wouldn't. I mean, come on, guys. Okay.
Nope.
No. Who?
So, I assume that it is Team Ciampa.
Okay.
And then for the last member,
Swerve or Riddle. Depends. Balor should not be part of Team NXT.
I think Matt Riddle would just blow the roof off that place.
He would want all that smoke, as the Street Profits say, whatever the fuck that means.
Let me show you guys the Super Bowl!
God, he would sue that too. Yeah, Team NXT is going to be interesting to see what they do with the women. They could take the women that won the respective War Games, or the respective. I thought you were going to say the War Games thing. That's why I should do that. I think that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Team NXT. They better pull out some surprises if they're waiting this long on it.
But yeah, I think that about covers it.
I can't imagine we have much more to cover here. So once again, to close, SmackDown review.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night / Saturday morning.
Yep, join him for the Survivor Series review and the review for War Games!
Yes, I will be doing those solo because one of us has things to do.
Yes.
You are not going to break me like you did on the Dynamite review.
Out of context, that would be a hilarious thing to say on the internet. I'm just saying.
Which, if you have not seen the Dynamite review, please check that out if you want to see me just absolutely lose it because he's my best friend. It's been 10 years, literally 10 years. Like I got back on Nicole's. I shared a Facebook memory, and that's how we met and everything. It's been 10 years. And I've driven him nuts every goddamn day. But let us know your predictions in the comments. Thanks for joining us for this audio podcast version.
Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think and leave a like.
Leave a dislike.
Smash the subscribe button. And hit the bell, please.
Make sure to smash it this weekend. I know what you're doing, so I'm just not going to look. Fucking take us out. God damn it.
I left the gun in the other room. I'm sorry. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.